In this video, we're going to be giving a rehab update on Malik Nabers after a video of Malik came out of him walking on a crutch over 2 months after his surgery. This video raised some concerns for how his surgery is going, so I'm hopeful to provide some insight on Malik's status and where he should be after this type of injury post-op 2 to 3 months. So we look back at when the injury did happen. It was week 4 of this 2025 NFL season. On this play here, you see on that lower extremity, you see Malik trying to change directions and basically that knee giving out. So it was later confirmed that he did suffer that ACL tear on this play and then underwent surgery later in October. Based off some resources, it seems like maybe he suffered also a torn meniscus too. So we're going to assume that it wasn't just an ACL reconstruction surgery that they completed, but maybe also a meniscus repair. Now for rehab purposes, an isolated ACL tear is one thing, but when a meniscus repair is added, rehab becomes a lot more structured, to potentially slightly longer and maybe even more cautious early on. A quick anatomy recap, we have our ACL seen right here in green. It goes from posteriorly from that femur and goes anteriorly to the tibia. Its primary role is to prevent that anterior translation of that tibia on the femur, preventing that excessive rotational movement through that knee as well as the hyperextension. And then between both the femur and the tibia, we have our medial and lateral meniscus. These play an important role in absorbing force through the lower extremity as well as assisting in the role of nourishing that knee joint. So based on the typical timelines and rehab structure, Malik Nabers is likely in the mid to late strength and movement phase of recovery. So at that stage, he's basically focused on restoring to that full range of motion in the knee, building the quadricep and hamstring symmetry and strength. And typically you're looking at off crutches around week 6. So the fact that he's still on crutches is definitely concerning. It's over more than 2 months and he's still using crutches as seen in this video. The fact that he's still on crutches means that the knee has not obtained full function yet. So potentially it's not regained that full range of motion that they are hopeful or one of the goals for this phase of recovery has been achieved yet. Now, there's also reports now that the meniscus repair might have also been completed as well with the ACL reconstruction. So with a meniscus repair, early impact and deep knee flexion are definitely limited. The cutting progression is definitely more gradual and your return to play decisions are more conservative. Obviously, this can be very discouraging as people were maybe assuming that by this time, Malik Nabers would be off crutches and will be showing signs of maybe potentially making a week 1 appearance for the upcoming 26-27 NFL season. But I think it's very important to emphasize that to not rush this type of injury and this sort of post-op rehab process. The last thing Malik or New York Giants really need is a re-tear of that meniscus, any potential cartilage damage, or any long-term knee degeneration, which could lead to some career-altering effects to how Malik plays, as well as how long his career could be. We're going to find out really a lot of good information throughout the offseason for Malik Nabers and if he'll be ready for the week 1 of the NFL season. Ideally, after an ACL reconstruction, you're hoping about 6 to 7 months, he'll start that running and cutting, control football movements and route concepts at a reduced speed. From 8 to 9 months, maybe full speed cutting, reactive drills, and position-specific workload. And then at 9 to 12 months, maybe more game day ready, clearance, full confidence in the cutting and landing, and being more ready to get back on the NFL field. Right now, there's a lot of uncertainty if that 9 to 12 months is when exactly his full recovery will be. So I feel like the realistic concerns for potentially missing week 1 is definitely real. However, not completely for sure. And like we talked about, it's going to be very important to see how he progresses with his rehab throughout that offseason. Let me know if you have any questions down below about an ACL reconstruction or meniscus repair. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a little bit about potentially Malik Nabers' current status on his recovery timeline. And thank you so much for watching.